Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 16th to the 22nd of December 2019. There's a hidden aspect that's going on this week which requires us to know our own chart a little bit, as by Monday Jupiter makes a trine aspect to Uranus, but then to place this in our chart is very important. So look to the early degrees of earth signs in your own chart to see what houses this activity is going in. Jupiter is in Capricorn and Uranus is in Taurus. So also look at Virgo and to see what houses and potentially what planets you have in there, because this forms a grand trine. So it's quite an important aspect, great harmony, great strength, rebuilding after a very tricky year from the core, from solid grounds, and creating the framework that we can expand into. So Jupiter's been in Capricorn for a very short while now. Jupiter went into Capricorn on the 2nd of December, and Uranus has been in Taurus for about a year or so. So right at those early degrees of Earth, literally planting our roots nice and deep, and then creating a framework from the core that we can expand into. This is the beginning of the rebuild phase, because this year both Saturn and Pluto have deconstructed, stripped us back to the core. But now that we're centered, now that we're strong, now that we're self-knowing, we can start to create that framework which is much more solid, much more true to our true essence. So there's a combination here with Jupiter and Uranus of majesty and rebellion, or visionary. And there's a surge of energy coming this week. We don't have to comply with the group, we don't have to follow along to a linear plan, but to recenter and take back our power and to reign supreme, creating a framework that will support us well into the future. So try and harness these energies, try and have a look at your chart if you can, it's not that difficult. But finally, we are actually being able to step forwards from a very secure and strong place. We're not trying to expand too quickly though, because this week we go into the darkest nights of the year. It's the winter solstice on the 21st to the 24th, as we know. So to take a vision quest into the darkest nights, to walk willingly into the cave of self-initiation. The quest is to find our inner gold, to really connect with that. And that's where we'll be expanding from. So nothing is more important than this right now. To really go deep within on the darkest nights, find your inner treasure, your inner gold, and then center and activate the feeling of that. Because as we go forward to the grand conjunction of Saturn and Pluto in January, it's going to be that feeling that will be at the center of our being that we can create from. So Tuesday through the weekend, going inwards, seeking answers, being quiet enough to hear, purifying the mind and the heart, opening up to other potential, and listening to see what we receive. On Thursday, it's the last day of Venus in Capricorn. She's revealed much of our hidden treasure to us. As she moves into Aquarius on Friday, then we realise we have much more than we know. We can align with our pole star, as Aquarius is the star card in tarot, with our true north. Know that we're divinely guided, but the challenge here will be to follow your own path, not follow the group, but to trust your true self and to find that true essence. Bring it to heart. So Venus in Aquarius, heartfelt, true, independent soul essence is what we can connect to at this vital time of year. Then by the weekend we have the winter solstice as the sun moves into Capricorn. This is a solar rebirth, a soul rebirth, and this starts a new year. At the same time we have Venus squaring Uranus. This brings up a conflict that we want to face, to resolve within ourselves in order that we can grow and be free. So we'll be shown our emotionally restricting beliefs and behaviour patterns, what we've picked up in early life and taken on as our own story. And with the rebellion of Uranus, we'll be able to reject and eject anything that's limiting, old structures that aren't supporting us from the outside, to connect with that inner framework. So a beautifully nourishing end to the year, having been deconstructed with Pluto, finding our core self with Saturn, exploring negative psychologies and clearing up our subconscious waters with the recent Mercury retrograde, we're now tasked to go and find the frequency and the feeling of our inner gold, and to be with that, to amplify it, and to learn to come from that place independent of our own past stories or the collective consciousness that seeks to pull us out in other directions, but to really align deep within and then follow our own independent star as we step over the winter solstice and we prepare for the Saturn-Pluto conjunction on January the 12th, which consolidates all of this, brings forth a new way of being, a new way of creating. So if you'd like to look at where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one or online, and I'm preparing my What's in the Stars for 2020 talk, so it's a good time to have a look ahead at the main power dates for you and how you can navigate through the coming months with empowerment and sovereignty. I'm offering a talk and workshop, 1 hour talk, 1 hour workshop on conscious manifestation by the signs for your group. If there's 8 of you or more, then I'm happy to come to you in person in London or Skype in, and we can have a look at what's coming up for your group. And I will also record that talk MP3 that will be available for £10. And as we're coming up to the festive period, just to let you know, I do offer e-vouchers for any of my readings or courses or products. So if you're looking for something that will give the gift of presence and last throughout the year, then please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com. So to summarise, we're walking willingly into the cave of self-initiation. Despite the busyness that surrounds us, taking a quest to find our inner gold, to connect deeply and feel deeply that space, that vibration, in preparation for the conjunction next month, which is when we'll be able to actually step forwards into 2020 from a sovereign and bright place. If you'd like to follow along, I post daily on Facebook at AstroZo, Instagram at ZoeHines7. These videos and more are available on YouTube at ZoeAstro, or you can contact me by email if you'd like to look at things in a more one-to-one fashion. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week.